Good morning, my friends. Hope you're all having a great start to your day. It's the middle of the week, Thanksgiving week, and there's a lot to be thankful for right now, like this beautiful day that we have ahead of us out here in the garden. And I got to thinking, I wanted to share with you guys a technique, really pertinent right now. Time is of the essence with this one, and it has to do with creating amazing soil in your garden. Check this out while we're over here. We've got the willow tree just coated with bees here in the latter part of fall. We've already gotten down near freezing temperatures, but they're just absolutely loving up the little catkin flowers on the willow tree. You know, one of the reasons I love the willow is that you can take tip cuttings and make a rooting hormone from it, but it also drops its leaves, it's deciduous, and creates lots of mulch for the garden. So before we jump into this amazing gardening tip that every gardener should be taking advantage of this time of year in the fall, I want to give you guys a little bit of insight as to why it is I love this technique so much. And that is because over the years, one thing that I'm constantly striving towards when I'm working out in my garden is simplicity. And this technique is very simple. Anytime I find myself doing a repetitive task over and over again, whether it's on a daily basis or a yearly basis, I'm always looking at it, taking a pause, a step back, and seeing, is there a more efficient way, a better way to do this? And I'm also looking at ergonomics. You know, it's important whenever we do things again and again, that we do it in a way that is friendly to the body. That's going to give us longevity in our task and keep the enjoyment level very high. So with that being said, we're going to be talking about a composting technique that really couldn't get any easier and provides great benefits to the garden. So the composting technique we'll be focusing on today is known as leaf mold. And I know it doesn't sound all that great, turning leaves into mold, but it's really just the name of it. It's simply composting leaves with nothing else, just leaves. And of course, you could just be adding your leaves into your regular compost pile. That's great as well. But there is a benefit to composting just the leaves. Well, hello birds, and the leaves alone. And the benefit with the leaf mold is that it really works as a soil conditioner. Some birds are really screaming over there. See a little fight going on there in the goji berry shrubs. Perhaps there's a bird nest over here somewhere. But as I was saying, the leaf mold or the composted leaves alone make a great soil conditioner, which is great for soil tilth, for retaining moisture in the soil, for breaking down clay, and it also does a wonderful job feeding the soil food web, helping to bring in earthworms. But the best part about it, it is an extremely easy way to start composting today with very little effort. So like I said, this time of year, the fall, there's plenty of this resource available for free. Whether you have some deciduous trees in your yard where you can collect leaves, or it's coming from a neighbor, it's just a great, easy source of future compost. Now, it does take quite some time, between 6 and 12 months, for the leaves to fully compost and become what's known as leaf mold. But you can expedite the process in a couple different ways. One way is to actually shred down the leaves, so you can run over it with a mulcher. You can even run it through a wood chipper. I never go to that extent because, again, I'm all about simplifying the process. What I like to do, though, is to gather up some comfrey leaves, which help to break down and start the process, heat up the leaves even quicker. So the comfrey leaves will help to jumpstart the process. All you need to do is just add some of those comfrey leaves into the mix. Try to get a good spread of comfrey leaves throughout the bag. And you'll notice I'm using a bag to compost these leaves. This is the most common and efficient way I found to complete this process. You could also do a wire ring cage and put your leaves in there as well. But this creates more humidity, which also helps to expedite the process. And this is actually the second year I'm using this bag, so you could reuse it year after year. So once you got all your leaves bagged up, you just want to tie it up. And it's okay if there's a few air gaps. In fact, many folks will actually poke some holes in the bag for some added airflow. I found just tying the bag up at the top loosely works for me. Now, if you are using very dry leaves, it's good to also add a little bit of moisture in there. Maybe check it after a month or two and make sure it's not dried out. Add a little bit more water in there if need be. And it's as simple as that, my friends. You can get a bunch of these bags, go put them in the far corner of the yard against a fence line somewhere and forget about them. It's really that easy. You may even have a neighbor or a friend who already has the leaves bagged up for you. All you got to do is just store it out of the way until it's ready. So a proper composted bag of leaves, known as leaf mold, won't have any smell to it. It's going to be nice and crumbly, and it's going to be dark brown to black. And when you add it into your garden, it's going to amend the soil beautifully, and you're going to notice a big difference. If you do this a few years in a row, you're going to notice a major improvement in your soil. Now, leaf mold alone isn't high in nutrients, so you don't want to forego adding in other nutrient-dense compost or even some organic fertilizer into your garden if you need to replenish some of the NPK value. So there you have it, my friends, a very simple, easy way to begin to create leaf mold composted leaves for your garden. It's going to help to build your soil structure and create a good foundation for all the different crops that you're growing in your garden that are going to eventually feed you and perhaps some of your pets like your chickens as well. So with that, I hope you found this video helpful or entertaining in some way. If so, sure would appreciate if you smash that like button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. New uploads every week, sometimes every day. And I'm always giving you updates on all the different things growing on around here. So with that, what are you waiting for? Go gather some leaves and get the process going. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one. Bye now.